Greetings, friends. This is certainly a video outside of my comfort zone. I have done non-space station videos before, but they're normally just like one-off things of some random game I'm playing. But this is going to be a series of Rimworld Odyssey. Just to showcase the mods I'm running with. They're pretty much all quality of life, other than P music, which is a requirement for me when I play this game. I love the new soundtracks. Pickup and Haul, I'd argue, is probably the only one here that really is gameplay enhancing. Common sense definitely helps a little bit, as well as us. I don't know, smarter construction doesn't help that much. It just makes it so they act as they should. But Pickup and Haul makes pawns a little bit more efficient, a lot more efficient at picking up things. But it's a single player game. I can do whatever I want. I'm just going to go with the usual crash landed scenario. I'm not a Rimworld expert. I have actually not really played the past two DLCs, but I have them. So we're gonna be playing with all 5 DLCs, but Anomaly is definitely gonna be on the back burner. I'm gonna be going Randy Random, and I'm just gonna do Strive to Survive. I know people really like the 500% difficulties. I'm not good at this game. I kind of just want to struggle, but get through the game and see the Odyssey stuff, if that makes sense. But the only thing I'm changing other than this is I want to just have ambient horror instead of having the monolith. I want to focus on Odyssey. In case you want to run the same seed as me, I don't know exactly how this all works. I'm just using the seed based off my username and changing none of the settings, 5% pollution, everything normal, 50% globe coverage, not changing any of this stuff, and we are generating the world. I'm going to be planting my colony pretty much directly in the center of this 50% generation. Maybe not quite the center, whatever. This temperate forest has the average temperature of 62 degrees Fahrenheit, so probably good for somebody like me who's not amazing at the game. I'm not going to be burning to death. Again, this is not a hardcore playthrough. I'm not a dedicated Rimworld person, so I'm not an expert at this game. I am going to need assistance from everyone in the comments to survive this. I'm just going to be selecting the classic like preset ideology. Again, I want to have Odyssey be the main focus of this playthrough. I honestly just clicked random on a bunch of these characters until I got characters that weren't totally incapable of doing 700 things. But overall, our general team skill is pretty decent for self-defense and construction. We really lack mining, which is not going to be amazing in a mountainous area, and our cooking overall is not amazing. Might have to end up going nutrient paste. We'll see. But let's get this game started. Our colonist Hammer, Solek, and Stone. Hammer, Stone, that's awesome. I've landed somewhere in... where are we? Just kind of in the middle of a mountainous pass. Thankfully, it's not fully separated from each other. There's no incredibly bad threats I see in a local area, but this spot is phenomenal. Like, I feel like I'd be a fool to not build here already, right? Like, the game wants me to live right where I landed. I mean, I know it's mountainous, so the odds of having a more defensible position was likely. Well, I see some of our food landed over by a grizzly bear that isn't starving, but either way, we are going to just do some basic stockpiling to get everything together. We're just going to move basically everything that we have over to this little corner here. Obviously, none of this is going to be permanent, but just for the time being, I should probably actually let them get this wood as well. I don't honestly know what a textbook does. I should probably build a roof here. This gives you social, the life of, whoa, those seeking expertise. And social intelligence over to this book. Interesting. I've not seen that personally. I'm, again, not a big expert on this game. I should probably actually equip the bolt-action rifle. Why they do all this, I usually like to take a look at their actual priorities. It's probably fine to just leave things as is, but I always like having things like Fired Fight be on primary because, I don't know, it's pretty important. And I really never see a reason not to have people on top be able to research as just the dead last thing that they do. But either way, this early on, I don't know, it probably doesn't really matter too much what we do. Definitely want our one doctor to be ready to doctor, and probably have them have grow as a primary and hunt as a primary. They're kind of stacked, honestly. Select is going to be doing a lot of the early work. Who's our major constructor? I wasn't paying too much of attention. And let's do all this. That's good enough for now. Whatever. We might also do some things like get these berries, actually allow the rest of our building supplies. Any other building supplies land nearby? Yes, they did. It's all at 218. A wild porcupine. That's cool. Are we supposed to land with an animal? Oh, we did. We have Buffy. I didn't even see them. Little Yorkshire Terrier. All right, everything is now roofed to king. I think it's about half the speed. Either way, we should probably wall this in and probably make a basic barracks to start with. We do have about 300 steel. We should probably also claim all this stuff, probably deconstruct that. I guess it doesn't have to be deconstructed. Let me claim all of this real quick. And somebody will end up repairing it. Probably not the most vital thing ever right now. There's a squirrel here we could shoot, get some target practice in. Please do not shoot. I mean, oh, wow, that went a lot better than I was expecting. Making a very basic stockpile for corpses. Since we are not like tribalist or anything and we have a decent bit of people, we should be able to get a freezer up. Maybe not tonight, as food is not going to be that urgent, but I do try to keep the packaged survival meals because, well, I mean, it's a tech thing, and this land is not super harsh. We can definitely use what the land provides. Should probably make an area for cooking and some butchery. What is that? Oh, I put a door there. I completely forget. How did you just shoot the wall? What are you... Huh? You have 11 shooting. What are you hitting? What are you aiming at? You're going to shoot stone in the face, man. I don't know if I trust you to keep hunting. What are you doing? You don't have to do trick shots. Just get out there. It's a squirrel. Okay. Buffy is... I thought trying to eat the dead squirrel. That would have been fine, honestly. Let's get some butchery going on. Just put it very close to the door. That's fine. We'll start with that. Yes, I know it's outdoors. What? This won't be outdoors forever. This will get redesigned for sure. But we're just trying to get things moving. I don't even have like a barracks for them to sleep in, and it's definitely starting to get a little bit darker. I haven't really looked outside of the world here. We have ancient lockers. Can something be in that? All have been forced open with nothing left behind. Damn. Certainly not going to be the prettiest building on the planet, but we're just trying to have some indoor rooms here to get rid of the outdoor penalties, and we need them have a place to sleep. So I think we're just going to have some basic sleeping spots here, if I can remember where the hell the sleeping spots are. Made a big order to chop down all the trees in this little cove here. Try to hopefully get enough wood to make a cooking table, or whatever the hell it's called. And are you going to hunt the damn squirrel? How did you let the squirrel get that far away? Is it even worth it at this point? There's much bigger prey out here. Yeah, we'll just let him go with it. Oh, a quail. Oh, they like actually fly? That's awesome. I like that. You're shooting at a squirrel in the night. What is your chance to hit? I don't know. It was apparently decent enough. Well, the squirrel's finally dead. Oh, there's some more steel up here. I did not see that. Another 200. And the first thing is passed. Put down an order for the field stove so they can stop relying on their packaged meals, and hopefully they're not eating the raw meat primarily, and we can start making some simple meals in the morning. Work begins in the morning with Select taking some time to chop down some wood. I'm going to need that wood for the field stove. Somebody actually has to build the field stove, but they're currently sleeping. Our moods are generally looking not too bad. Of course, we're going to have the extremely low expectations and initial optimism, but we're going to have they slept on the ground, unsightly environment, barracks, all that good stuff. Could build some lighting to make life better, but they'll be fine. We now have the ability to cook some meals. I'm just going to do cook simple meal. Of course, we're 1 meat off, and we're going to actually produce ×4, but we're just going to do like 10 simple meals as a repeating bill. None of us are good at cooking, so I don't really care who works on it, but I would still, again, prefer them not to eat the packaged survival meals. I might even disallow it in a second. Actually, I'm just going to do that now. We should probably start farming pretty soon, too, but I'm going to take the opportunity to hunt a donkey. Hopefully get a little bit more meat on the menu. Unfortunately, this cove is really nice for our defense, but it requires us to have to run very long distances to actually get to anything. So, great on protection, not great on our food situation. Is anyone even good at plants? I forgot. I think we have decent plants. I think Solek is good at that. Yeah, they're pretty good at that. So, we should probably start a little farm somewhere. I don't want to use up too much of our precious space in here, but I guess we can always mine more out. There's, I guess, really no reason why we can't just start a little like rice growing field just right over here. Do we have any fertile soil, actually? I don't see any. It's actually a lot of stony soil. Let's just start with a little rice field over here. can't hurt too bad, as the second day is already upon us. Donkey was hunted, our first simple meals were cooked. We really should work on getting some form of air conditioning in here, but that would require constructing power, which we can definitely do. Probably just stick a generator here and power it that way. But for the moment, it's not super urgent. We have just arrived after all. Our first event has happened. There is a visitor, a singular visitor, coming in to trade. They are just a tribalist, and if we take a quick look at what they have, they're not selling anything I'm probably too interested in. This book seems kind of interesting, though. The Incantations of Sculptures. And we are already being hit by a cold snap, so I think we're going to have to speed up the ability of electricity. We probably could survive off campfires, but that'll be good for our food, but maybe not great for our colonists. Hammer, our best social character, might as well go look at them. Maybe they'll buy something off of us. Not entirely sure what they are going to want. And yes, I do have the trading mod to make this look a lot better. Could sell our pants and our books, but it doesn't seem like they are really willing to buy anything that I'm super interested in. I again don't know what exactly this is. Is this just like does it is where's the explanation for this? It's just like it's a book. I'm not entirely sure what this does. Either way, I don't really need pemmican. I don't really need the herbal medicine. I'm not super interested in a mask, so unfortunately there will be no trading here, but they can hang out. It is going to get cold. Our current optimal ranges are nowhere near where we are at. They're probably already going to start suffering from cold related damage any moment. Well, I mean hypothermia, whatever. But yeah, especially at night, we need to build some form of heat. They just read the book passively. Is that like consumable, or like is that considered research? I don't know. That's kind of the fun part of not knowing everything about this game, is I'm gonna have to learn it. Need warm clothes. Yeah, we're really early on. I was not expecting to have to deal with a cold snap on this before like anything really happened. We need to deal with this. Let's get just some form of. Well, we're just gonna start with a campfire. And why they build that, I think we should probably consider actually getting electricity running early on, just in case this cold snap lasts a while. We need defenses. Yes, we do. I agree. I could build the turbine over here and run a wire all the way. I guess that's not the worst idea ever, but I don't want to like stifle my current building projects. But I doubt I'm going to come over here and build anytime soon, but I probably will. We could just start with this. And instead of having to worry about chopping down a million trees, I guess we do have a decent bit of wood, but we're already using wood for the campfire. It is already 57, 60 degrees in here. It's normally only 19 out here, so we're definitely doing better in that regard. I was reminded that defenses actually are a thing that exists in this game, and I could probably start by walling this off, but I feel like just doing a basic, like, spike trap here that I'm likely to catch any basic invader like this, and just like I don't know exactly what design I want to end up going for. How did you possibly fail construction with 11 construction? Like your because your manipulation's lower because your arm has a gunshot wound. Probably could make these hidden conduits, but that's twice as much steel. And I'm not super worried about the security of it at this exact second, but the turbine has been completed. There is nothing blocking it, thankfully, at the moment. And they just have to run the actual power cables. But it seems like we don't have... unfortunately, we don't seemingly have much wind at the second. That's pretty much how this always goes every time I build a wind turbine. But we now have the ability to actually set up a heater. We should probably consider using a AC, some freezer. We don't have a good airlock here, so we're kind of just letting heat from the campfire in constantly, but that's okay. I mean, we're not exactly rocking the most food ever. Speaking of food, we should probably just go hunt another donkey just to make sure we are doing good on our food supplies. Are now new lovers and want to bed together. You guys don't even have beds. I feel like that's a tall order. Well, that's interesting, having a relationship like that right off the bat. The child spy and the Herb World Army brat have become lovers. Very, very interesting. I guess if they're going to want a shared bed, we might as well actually work on using some of this extra wood and making just some basic bedrooms. I guess we can just kind of use some of this area here for... They can have like a nice bedroom, I guess. I don't know if they deserve it yet, but we'll just give them this little room here as a double bedroom, and let's put a double bed in there because they want to sleep together. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. It's like a little hotel room. And just because I don't want... we don't really have much jealousy going on yet. I don't think anyone needs like a super impressive room, but we might as well build the second bedroom right next door, and I don't know, we could treat them. They're doing a good job so far. They get the less desirable bed position. Maybe we could be a little bit nicer about that. Maybe we can actually let them get out of bed or get into bed without climbing over it. Before my colonists have further aneurysms, I should probably fulfill the biggest need there is in this game and actually build them a place to eat with a table. We can just toss it in here, I guess. I don't know exactly my... No, I'm just gonna put it over here. I don't know exactly where I want things to be, but... Here, you guys can have like this little outdoor dining room. You happy now? You better be happy. And the first bed has been made. Our first actual bedroom. This room is obviously disgusting. Awful impressiveness. Impoverished. Rather tight. Ugly. It's at least clean, though. Timber and Stone now are going to be sharing a bedroom, and then, of course, Solek is going to have their own little room here. I think we have run out of wood once more. Yes, we have. We're going to have to expand out here a little bit to get some more of that. We'll just do a big chop order. We're going through wood like crazy. I probably should use some of this steel. We do have 460 of it, but just trying to save it for larger projects. We can now get rid of these little sleeping zones. We can definitely move the... Why'd I have to build this like this? I built it in a stupid way because I'm not very smart. Bedrooms have now been complete. I'm slightly moving away this tiny little workshop to be a little bit more efficient. I should probably not get rid of the campfire because we didn't exactly make electrical systems yet. I'm not too worried about the cold snap getting worse though because it's spring. Like, it's probably fine. It's probably the reason why I got the cold snap so early on is that it's really just not that big of a deal. So it's really just more of a mood ruiner than anything. We're going to move this table inside. We should probably just build some chairs for them too, just for comfort. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. Oh, this is excellent dining chair with art. This furniture bears a depiction of Celestian Solek Cross trying to light a fire while his face slowly turns blue. Okay, that's a little dramatic. Scene takes place inside a snow-covered pine forest. Almost every shape in the image seems to be unbalanced. Young artist watches all over while screaming. You know what? I can't imagine your hypothermia was that bad, but I really... we'll take the art. Set the cooler to 0 degrees Fahrenheit, and with this tiny little room, when it's only 14 degrees out, that's basically nothing. We don't have any battery set up, but at the moment the wind turbine is doing great. Gentle snow sweeps over the temperate forest. You can hear the sounds of a hare being shot to death to get up our fairly low food supplies. I mean, of course we have the emergency food, a package of survival meals, but we probably, unfortunately, can't farm anything right now because the cold snap decided we're just not going to be allowed to farm this early on. But we could just keep hunting the little rodents and stuff outside. Throw some horseshoes out at the dinner table, see if somebody gets hit in the back of the head or some shit. Maybe they'll give them some skill in something. I don't know. I just will expand our room here a little bit just to have more room for, well, obviously we're going to need some crafting tables. But I just want the colonists who are doing nothing to have a purpose in the moment, so I'm not constantly microing everything. So we're just going to slap down a simple research bench in here. Just put it, I don't know, I guess like that's fine. Since it looks like you'll be here for a while, select AC should give your faction a name. The Coalition of Northeastern Gobarium. And thinks you should give this settlement name. What should you call it? Rimville. You know what? I'll play it where it lies. I don't have an issue with this. The Coalition of Northeastern Gobarium is pretty awesome. Things have been very peaceful here. I was expecting either like the royals to show up or just something other than a random visitor in this cold snap. Maybe that's why Randy's like, okay, well, we're killing your crops, so we're not going to kill you physically yet. Well, I guess temperature is kind of physical, but we're not really dying from the cold. It's mainly just our crops are suffering. Grass slowly popping in and out of existence as the cold snap isn't over, but it is 56 degrees out. It is getting closer to summer. It's going into December. We should probably keep hunting. We're just really not able to grow anything, and I don't want the animals to, like... I doubt we're going to get any, like, toxic fallout or anything yet, but most of the animals nearby, like I said, is through this choke point, is really just been rodents, which is very unfortunate. We should probably also pick a research now that we have a research, and what do I want to start with? Fishing will have no real use here. Bridges Can't think of much use either. Could potentially consider getting like trees early on, or maybe I don't even know. Could even like try to think of something like money. But I feel like smithing is just always a pretty solid first choice. Gives us something to work towards, make some helmets, maybe make a better melee weapon. Either way, just get some research going. Group of travelers are passing by. They're neat looking. They're not super geared. It's got shotguns and Tech 9s. And we have no electricity, but it's okay. Not really. It is actually 80 degrees in here. We probably should consider making a generator, but our wood supply has kind of also been suffering. I keep building too much out of wood, slowly converting into stone. Maybe we should venture out just a little bit further, get some wood. I don't think there's too much risk coming out here. Probably also hunt this turkey. Just keep the meat flowing. Incredible to think that wall lamps are actually vanilla now, but gonna try to get rid of the darkness penalty. I know we still have the very low expectations, but sleeping in darkness and having the darkness modifier is -5. No real point in having that if we can avoid it. Hammer is pregnant. That was incredibly fast. I'll be honest, I have never dealt with the children fact of this game. This is entirely new to me. I have not played since this is added. Well, we're gonna have to deal with it. And honestly, I feel like that's probably a pretty good place to stop. I'm not sure where we're going to end up going with this. I feel like we're really early on. I don't know how to prepare for something like this. I don't know how children work in this game. Obviously, it's not going to take them a solid 18 years to be useful. We'll see. Maybe they can clean the floors straight out of the womb. I don't know. Anyways, I guess let me know what things I can improve. I'm kind of just doing this off nothing. I don't have a whole lot of experience doing Let's Plays like this in series, so the editing might be rough, it might be too fast, it might be too slow. Just let me know how you feel about it, how it's going. Thank you for watching.